Right, so let's do, we're going to the drum. So this is our drum mixer in here. So we've got drum remap. So we're going to go into the drum remix. Hit that button. Brings up our drums. Alright. So it kind of reminds me a bit like Garageband, okay? So how this works is that we can remap our drums. So we'll say on our snare here, for instance, that hits my snare, okay? And if I go to the outside, that gives me my rim shot, okay? So just I want to change that snare, I can just hit it there and select it. And then if I go to the default, and here now I can pick a snare. So just pick that one. Alright, so now I've got an 80 snare. Right, so now I can go here and just hit on the rim, and you see the little black dot, default, and now I can pick a rim shot. You just pick that one, okay? Now I got a rim shot in there, okay? Now I can also pick any of these I want as well. So if I want to do a new foot drum or whatever, I can change them all there. I can also change this drum set to standard. So I can pick any one of the drum sets here I want. Hip hop 2, hip hop 1, house, techno, electric, rock. Standard 1, standard 2, dance, garage, new soul, and load of them here. Standard 2, okay, we'll pick that one. Alright, so that's how you remap, and then you can save that then, okay? Now, when you remap these here, it will change whatever was on that drum kit. Right? Right, so by hitting here on each one, you can just change them, pick whatever you want, remap them, and then you can save it. You can also use this for your, if you're in a MIDI file, you can also do this in a MIDI file. Now I'll be doing MIDI files, I'll be getting on to that, how to edit a MIDI file in here and set up your MIDI files. Okay, now that's the first bit. Now we can come back out of that. The next bit is our drum remixer, our drum mixer. So we got our drum there, this is our drum mixer. Our drum mixer here brings it into the drum kit. And you can see each of the elements of our drums individually: kick, snare, rim shot, hi-hat, cymbals, the tom, Latin 1, Latin 2, then Latin 3 if there is one, tambourine or whatever, okay, and they're all there, okay. And in here we have volume for each of these, and we've also got the amount of reverb that we want to put on each of the drums. So for instance, you might want a bit of reverb on your snare and so on, or you might not, depending on things. So you can remix all your drums in here, which is brilliant, and put whatever you want on them, okay. So you can see here now, the volumes are up there at 15 for them, and you can see here there's 10 reverb on the snare. One little bit of reverb on your snare, depending on the snare, will just give you that little bit of go, okay. And also you can do this for the style, for mixing the style. And if you have your style on global, as I told you before, this will, when you change this here, it will change for the A, B, C and D arrangements. If you have it on single, it'll just change it for the one, for the A, the B, the D, whichever you're using. So if you want to change your drum kit and change and edit your drums, and you want to do it for the full style in arrangement A, B, C and D, use your global, like I showed you there before, on the global, right? Edit, view, and then you put your global on here, and that will edit in for your global. So if you're in here then in your drum mixer, any changes you make here then it will take effect for A, B, C and D. Right, I hope now you understand that. The intro auto crash and the fill auto crash, these two can be changed. So that you can use the key here, and then we can select the different splash ones here or whatever we want to use, and then we can do the velo here, which we can use the dial up and down. Also on the fill auto crash, we can select here, and then we can select the velo. Okay, and then that will be saved in with your style, so you can adjust them in there. So experiment there with them. The autofill, when this parameter is selected, the drum automatically introduces the fill in when passing from one arranger to another. So, in other words, if I'm going from arranger A to arranger B, and I want this fill here to happen automatically. So, just say I'm playing my style, and I want to go to B, I can go okay. Now, so just say I turn on this autofill and then play my A, say I go to B. Now you see, so that put the fill in there automatically, right? So you may want to have control of that manually yourself, or you may, in certain cases, want to add it in a style to happen when you change between the arrangements, A, B, C, or D. So that's the autofill. You can decide whether to have that on in your style or not. Okay. Now, fill to arranger, which is that button. The fill to arranger, when this parameter is selected, if you enable the fill in the instrument, passes automatically to the next arranger. Okay. Right. So you see what happened there? So just say I'm on B, and I have fill to arranger, and I want to go to C. So instead of clicking the C or the D or whatever as I'm moving up, I can just use the fill button. Now I also have the fill button over here on a button. So let me just play, and I see I'm on B, and if I hit my fill either, so it puts in my fill, and it also moves my arranger to whatever the next one is. So if I'm on B, it'll move to C. If I'm on A, it'll move to B. If I'm on C, it'll move to D. Right? So, also if I use it here on the screen, right? So whether I use it here or use it off the button, because I put these over here on the buttons, which I showed you how to do that. Okay. That's a good little feature there, right? Okay, so that is the drum editing and drum mixer, which you can do for the style. That's how you do the drums and the drum remapping. Okay. Also, if you do like this video, please give me a like down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. It'd be much appreciated.